At least I can see. Yeah.
A little bit of light.
See the light at the end of the tunnel.
Up there,
right.
yeah.
All right, some intriguing stuff here. Bans on the Spectre continue to come out, even though the hero never seems to make the playing field. It's always just a cautionary kind of global ban, I suppose. But then the Visage, another intriguing one to come. I guess something that Brax has flexed a bit in the off lane they could fear would be there this go around. But they should really be banning
Sammy
the Tinker,
Boy.
right? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Tinker, of course. That's something to behold, definitely. Sammy Boy Visage. That's a classic. This was a meme back when I was actually playing with Sammy Boy. We would always give him shit because this one time he was very excited to tell us. He's like, "Oh, I don't know, guys. I beat VP with Visage at WESG," and he would bring it up all the goddamn time. Like, oh my god, he wouldn't shut up about it. It's like, Sammy Boy, it was WSG. Everybody's playing with 3 stand-ins, and I mean. So we gave him shit about it, and anytime he would recommend it, we'd be like, "Oh my god, the Sammy Boy Visage! The fans aren't ready. We can't deal with it. There's no way." But now he's actually picking it, and yeah, not since VP, but now they're actually picking it, and he's on a top tier team. So Sammy Boy was right, and we were left.
Damn, Sammy's not going to be able to play it and get a win, and we could ask him about it and have a new feather in his cap besides the VP one of
God,
old. But
don't ask him about it. He will not stop talking about it.
Will we see him, though, do a bit of what we saw E.G. Arteezy do and instead take raid on something like this Tiny in the core Tiny position? I think Arteezy was the only person so far who played this Tiny in the 1.
Yeah, I mean, it looked fine because EG's won every single game, but I don't know if it's necessarily good here. I actually don't know what makes Tiny position 1 good, because I do like the idea, but the problem is you can't get Blink Dagger, so you need initiation on your team, because you want to go for like the SNY Mask of Madness or whatever the hell the build is these days, Echo Saber, whatever. And then until you hit 20 minutes, you can't really truly become
it's
what you're
weird.
Supposed to be,
yeah, it's so strange. It's like the 2 things that I think would make this hero valuable that you could argue is that he's an early game presence carry, like a PA hero, for example. Okay, so it's not Tiny carry, but
it's double bear strat again against the Beastmaster. So we're seeing kind of the same thing.
Team
from 4 Zoomers
Bare Necessities. Series. That's right. Back at it again, but it's looking like a 4-position Tiny, if that's the case.
This is a very nature kind of style lineup from Zoomers here. Like you got a rock, you got like a nature guy, a nature girl, and then a bear. They have the whole woods. They just need nature's prophet.
Nature's prophet for Brax, and we'd be set.
Okay.
And that'd be a good theme. Venomancer, what the hell? Wait a minute.
I mean, unfortunately, Sprout wouldn't hold up too well against the constant axes coming out.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, usually the counter to Arteezy is Sprout, right? Because he doesn't get Battle Fear on some of these heroes.
Yep.
So, sadly, Beastmaster's the counter to that. They're just thinking ahead.
So, I mean, I feel like Ice is, you always, like, it's got to be Ice Tide, right? There's no way they pick Tide and give it to somebody else, but...
Well, fly 5-position Tide?
I think 5 Tide is good. Like, having a 5 hero that's such a low farm priority that you have to worry about with this big ultimate, it's like Warlock. It's like you have to kill him first, otherwise he just ravages you, but then you're killing a Tide with Kraken Shell. I actually think it's really good, but I don't know. I hate to see a Tide on EG and then not have Ice playing it, but he is against Ursa, so I think probably Veno will go against Ursa.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, does Veno just own Ursa in lane?
He does.
If that's the case, then yeah, they're probably thinking to swap. I think Fly did play 1 Tide Hunter game in Season 1. I think. Certainly, I don't have any recollection of him playing Venomancer. So,
yeah.
So they don't really have any necessarily a stun to set up Mirana Arrow, but Gale's pretty good. As long as you can predict, a few feet away.
Broodmother ban with Tide and Beastmaster, who's going to go the Axe build. They just don't want to get cheesed. Interesting.
I mean, what else does Brax play here? There's still Mars, but Mars has felt very underwhelming unless it's like set up with some really good team fight.
Yeah.
We saw Sand King last game. Obviously, I mean, I don't know if we can take into account that game at all, just because it was a mess on all accounts. I don't think it had anything to do with Sand King necessarily.
I don't know. What is your off-lane answer here? I mean, you have jump and fight and brawling, I guess, a bit between all of these, but
I think this language that PPD was using the last time he was casting, like this assassin type here. Okay, they go for the natures. So carry Arteezy, nature is very cool. But I think Zoomers need some assassin to jump the Beastmaster. I don't see anything that's going to actually be able to get on top of the Beast. I think if these fights go prolonged at all against this like Veno Beastmaster spamming axes, they're going to lose horribly. They need somebody to actually jump and do something, but I'm not sure what that hero is from the offlane. I suppose Mars is not the worst. Darkseer. So they surge the Ursa past. Okay, I see. That's how they're going to do it. Just buff up the Ursa.
Not a melee, though. All right. Some fun stuff coming out from both sides here. A core Arteezy, Nature's Prophet. There's the 5-position Tidehunter to go with it, too. So, final thoughts. Suns fan, you first. Fast.
Yeah, I agree. 4 melee against Venomancer, against Tidehunter, against Beastmaster Axes. How do you win? EG.
Yeah, you gave away Beast, and I don't see anything that counters it here. Because nothing does. So, we'll go EG.
All right, Evil Geniuses got the Beastmaster. Will it be enough to score them to 2-0, or 4 Zoomers take us to a game 3? We head to a break. When we return, we got Trent, and we got PPD and Pop-Tart on the obs.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So for Zoomers vs. EEG, it's Trent and PPD here with the coverage, and we are hoping for a little bit of a better game 2. PPD is in our future.
And I have seen very few second pick drafts be successful when Puck and Beastmaster were not their first 2 bans. And for Zoomers, coming in very, very hipster-esque, right? Asking, say, first game we're going to try and beat the Puck. Second game we're going to try and beat the Beastmaster. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to really work out for them. Panel was kind of harping on it. I really do think Beastmaster is kind of just a broken hero at the moment. They did pick the Enchantress, which shuts down his boars, but these mid Beastmasters, they just max axes and farm jungle until they have Ags, and then it's let's go use 5 sets of axes on Roshan. That's dead. They give the Aegis to the Beastmaster, and then he just walks around the map killing everyone.
Yes, they seem to be going for the Suns fan, I believe it is, Art of War, with knowing your enemy, right? Just give them the OP hero, because then they'll pick it.
Maybe
that's the next level strat.
Yeah, that is one set of logic, and you as the first pick team are always a little bit suspicious, thinking, wow, guys, are they really going to give us Beastmaster? Oh, they did. Should we even take it? And yeah, the answer is yes this patch, because it just is that broken, I think.
Don't be intimidated.
Yeah, don't let the mind games get to you, And we're gonna see Fly on the 5 Tidehunter.
I do love this pick. Not looking so hot right now, but the toss gets to you, so instantly goes to the TP.
He's good.
Oh, look at this. Fly, the superior Tidehunter player. Some of that maybe from his offlane days as Simba, maybe? I don't know. 27-4.
He played a little bit.
7.1%.
Yeah, he played a little bit last patch, and I don't think it's too bad, right? Like, you're the melee hero. You're basically being the tank for your lane, making sure that Arteezy doesn't have to invest any of his gold into regen, right? Tide may tank a death or 2, but as long as Arteezy can get up his, his treads or whatever he decides to go with his first 1,000 gold during laning phase, he can do that. And in the mid game, in the mid game, you're always gonna have a Ravage, right? Who doesn't love team fight?
I'm thinking it's pretty good. And Arteezy on the position 1 Nature's Prophet. This is something that we've seen quite a bit in the South American games. Seems like a hero that's fairly popular down there, both in the mid and the 1. Just that early game pressure and presence that you can have, just like showing up to any lane and actually getting involved. Plus the ulti is still bonkers.
Yeah, I think Arteezy loves to play this hero, when he's, it's like 3 a.m. and he's like queuing his last pub of the night. He doesn't want to deal with anybody. He just wants to like farm and right-click heroes. He goes Furion, just plays his own game. He actually dominates on it, and he's actually really, really good at this hero. So, I mean, it is a little bit of an unconventional one-position hero, but I think the real carry is going to be Abed on the Beastmaster once he gets the Ag Scepter. The damage is just absurd.
Yeah, Arteezy's losing one of his treants every time here from the end, so a slight nuisance, but in the end, still hoping to have a pretty good farming time. So at the top lane, we had the kill there, and that was a level 2 Darkseid, always punishing the level 1 with only the Ion Shell, but that was even post-Surge. He still got there by crit, so a very rough start now for Brax as he's forced to pull the wave, and Crit's still just right here for this.
Yeah, he's got the tough job, playing 1v2 up here, probably getting a lot of right-click harass, and Crit, not joining his team yet down in the bottom lane, doesn't want to necessarily play into a tri-lane. you know, their heroes are maybe not the best, and yeah, it looks like they're gonna lane swap, bring Venomancer down here, tell him to take the tough lane.
Big buff for Nature's Prophet players, right? You don't have to buy TP scrolls as much as everyone else. There you go. Those things getting expensive.
That is true.
Huge economy gains.
Yeah, I think this hero got nerfed a lot, like especially like 5 position Prophet. I would play it a lot, but when everybody got their own couriers, and then everybody kind of had like almost what seemed like unlimited regen, right? Because they just kept bringing salves and tangos. It's like that was one thing Prophet had over the other heroes, was his ability to like be his own courier.
Yep. Now a little swapperoo again. Husky's going to join the top, so they want to at least get that counter back in action.
Yep, and Brax is jungling 2 games in a row. You hate to see it. I don't know what's going on with him, but they've managed to do it 2 games in a row where Brax is not playing a lane before 4 minutes.
Yeah,
It's not good. I think this game is like the patch is all about how well are your side lanes doing, and because the mid lane is always fine because there's so many runes and bottles.
Feels like it's the cost of Ocean attempting these roaming plays. Like he's going mid right now with the smoke, hoping to catch Abed. But I mean, this is a level 4 lone druid. You're gonna have to get a little bit lucky here if this works.
Yeah, Fly's like trying to figure out. He's like, "What's going on? Like, I don't have to lane against anybody now. I thought I was against a tri-lane."
Yeah,
like,
now
where...
Crit is just fighting Husky. Is that they do finally get that toss in the mid lane?
Oh,
They actually do
did.
get the root. They did it. Abed, he's gonna go down, and Husky escapes from the top. All right. The patience was worth it, it turns out. And now they're going to get that water rune. And of course, we have this whole situation with the lone druid where he controls all the runes with this bear. Seems to be the whole point of this strategy.
Yeah, it is. But this is sort of, I mean, lone druid isn't really that much of a ganker, right? Also, like he can't really take advantage of power runes the same way other heroes can. So in that sense, I think he's at a bit of a disadvantage. And yeah, I think these mid carries feel great when you have strong side lanes, and that doesn't really seem like the case this game. Ursa's doing just fine though up top.
Yeah.
So not all lanes are a disaster for 4 zoomers like in the previous game.
Just the one that they've abandoned.
Just the one they've abandoned, yes, of course.
It's just very painful. Fly even going to get a ward down by the Secret Shop to ensure if there are any rotations that he will spot them, as it's a very early earn. Now out here from Ice says he is earn. He has raindrops. He's basically unkillable up top. Arteezy getting the swipes on him, but he's going to hide amongst his little sapperling treants. Stay alive. And no further threat there.
Yeah, I feel like
once
Arteezy
more,
doesn't really want to play against a tri-lane, but may not have a choice.
yeah, things are just going to chill. I mean, there's no real actions for the Zoomers, as you pointed out. Like, they have a lone druid mid. Ocean needs to find something if he wants to be active in this game. Feels like the Tinies live and die by this this Blink Dagger timing. And right now, Ocean has a bottle, so he's already taken a pretty big chunk out of that hunt.
Yeah, I think they also sort of live and die with like early game fighting and skirmishes. And I'm worried that EG, you know, with this Venomancer wards, a tanky Tidehunter, the Ghost push with the Beastmaster and the Furion, the split push with the Wrath of Nature. Like, I feel like EG is going to be able to dodge these early game fights and just wait for that Beastmaster to get ags and poured in from bottom from Arteezy on Brax here. Great sprout.
Yeah, they're pressuring. Very easy kill. Even have the treants up there just in case at the end. Ooh, Brax once more. Just actually no game for 2 in a row now. Finding himself at the bottom of the cores.
Yep, not doing so well. Wonder what dissuaded them from just going with like a traditional, you know, tiny Darkseer off lane.
Yeah, just like actually playing together a little bit more. It seems like they just maybe can't handle the laning concepts of whatever EG's thrown at them. They can't control the lane, the wave, the camps.
Not sure. I don't feel like Furion Tidehunter is that terrifying of a lane. And looks like they're gonna try to make something happen here. Arteezy
Finally, yeah,
for the
toss.
tower.
That's a lot of damage. They'll catch him. Raindrops and all. He does go down. It'll cost Ocean his life. Hopefully not Brax as well, but with the urn, yeah. No surge for a while. So,
yeah.
I mean, worth?
Urn is a very like underappreciated item this patch, I think. It's actually really great for like these early fights where you're still in laning phase, because it gives you so much more damage and sustain that you regularly wouldn't have. It's, you know, not really picked up by 4 positions or 5s anymore because of how good and cheap Solar Crest is.
Yeah.
So your 4s will always go like Aether Lens or Blink Dagger, and then your 5s always go Solar Crest. So Urn is kind of like a position 3 only item at the moment.
Yeah, I think like in
and a
terms
lot
of
of
4s,
those-
it's like, yeah.
I was gonna say even the 3s, Vanguard is so cheap this patch too. It's like often like it is like these ranged 3s like Venomancer, Death Prophet, maybe Viper, that can consider Urn, and I think it was a really good choice. It's very strong in the right game, and it can be very useful later on.
It just fits what he wants to do, right? Just wants to plant, have that sustain, just chill wherever he wants to be on the map, never have to go home.
He's kind of the strongest hero in the game with the free farm and solo experience that he's gotten. So I definitely think it's a great item to sort of push your advantage.
They have found Abed trying to farm up towards the Aghanims, of course. You know where he's going to be on the map, so you try and contest them there, but it does not go well. The ulti comes to the Nature's Prophet, and Husky can just hope to sproink himself away here.
Yeah, they'll let him go.
Quick rotations. I love this defense of the Beastmaster, and at the same time, they're also getting aggressive on Sammy Boy, driving him away from that tower with a level 9 Venomancer. No points ready for the ulti, but not going to be needed. Maxed out Poison Sting and Plague Ward is a bad place to be for an Ursa. As they do at least get the mid-tower fly. Oh, no. No chance of the deny.
Really good pick from EG in that 18 slot. Four Zoomers picked their carry on 17, sort of exposing it to a counter pick, and Venomancer is probably the best one-on-one Ursa counter, at least for the laning phase.
Yeah, we see it banned constantly. I think it's banned far more than it's picked, and it's almost always leading into an Ursa pick after.
Yeah, it's if you're planning to play one of these melee heroes who can get kited by Veno, like that's just not a place you want to be. It's too much harass, too much damage, and then you do lose your tower often early. And look at this, Ice not disappointing, going with the Vanguard that we were sort of talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Usually you see Hood on these ranged heroes. Vanguard a little different, but very, very meta because of how cheap it is this patch.
That's not a good sign. When the range heroes are buying Vanguard, we got a problem.
The item is definitely one of the better ones.
Yeah. All right, they drop the wall into Arteezy. Ocean's here as well. He's waiting for the last second for the stun. Wants to get all the value he can. A good choice, because it could have been a little bit dicey there, as he does throw out the ulti there before he dies.
Actually feeding.
Actually feeding, yeah. Nature's Prophet players, typical.
Just, caught split pushing a little too far, taking away you probably doesn't need to be at. Could have easily farmed backwards. But nonetheless, like I mentioned before, he's not really the real carry this game. It's going to be the Abed Beastmaster, who's about 1,900 gold away from his Ags.
And we're good to go at that point.
Yeah, that'll be go time for EG, where they'll probably look to find a kill somewhere right around the mid lane and then directly into Roshan for that first stages.
I feel like they're almost trying to bait something with this bear here. Like Ocean wrapping around, Brax is coming in, but can they actually get something? Ava into toss.
This is a good...
Right past the Plague Wards. There we go. Moonlight Shadow. The Ravage used, but it's not in time. They got him under the tower. The vision, the damage. They got to bring this guy down with the Vanguard.
Imagine a Veno ult right
for
there.
A while.
Imagine a Veno ult.
Seriously.
That was... It was a great play by four. Oh no, he ticks out. Great play by four Zoomers. I think EG was very over aggressive. As I mentioned, they're still waiting on their item timing of the Aghanim Scepter for Beastmaster, and if you're not playing with one of your strongest heroes, then you're probably going to lose the fight. And the mid hero is oftentimes the highest level and sometimes the highest net worth hero on your team.
And as you say, that was only 36 XP away from level 10. Could have even gone for it potentially on the ulti. And that gone a bit different. And TP's back mid. And we'll just continue to hold this as Crit is going to find Gunner in the jungle. They have an OBS though, so shouldn't be any concern of the bear. And Crit going right for that Solar Crest. As he said, excellent item. Just fine. I mean, best heroes for it this game, probably just going to be Arteezy and maybe a little bit for Ice. It's not, they don't have a hyper carry necessarily, like your Jugs or whatever, but always a good pickup nonetheless.
Yeah, it's just way too cheap and way too valuable at the moment to pass up. Incredibly valuable. You can use it on the enemy carry. You can use it on Roshan. You can use it to help you push the tower. Very useful item. And it makes you tankier, right? Just you yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, living's good.
It really is, especially on these supports. It's you're playing support. It's all about how many spells do you get off in a team fight, and if you're not tanky enough to survive the initial array of damage, then you might get 0 off. Which is very bad.
Another really difficult part about this game for the Zoomers is that their offlane is the poorest one, and that's where you tend to get your aura items versus this Veno. And Brax is not going to be one of these like pipe Greaves early game kind of Darkseers. I'm not even sure what he's going to go for first. All right, now he queues up into the mech, so he'll opt for that as his first choice.
Yeah, mech is. There's a couple of offlane heroes I think that are popular right now that buy mech. Darkseer, maybe Underlord as well. This item can be really great for those early team fights. I find it hard to believe it's going to be enough to offset the damage that this Beastmaster is going to be bringing, but we'll have to see how it goes. They definitely have like some gap closing opportunities with like a surged Ursa. EG only really has 2 reliable stuns, and if he has Enrage on during those stuns, they're not really going to last that long, right?
Yeah, they have a ward here spotting these movements from Ocean and Brax. Ocean, no Quelling Blade as well, so there's a chance they could set something up there with the Sprout and the Arrow. I feel like Crit's kind of pinging around, seeing if they can find that angle. I feel like he should probably have a Quelling Blade.
Oh, he wants the blink, man.
I know. The value's too much. All right, as long as he doesn't die because he doesn't have it, it'll be worth it. Gets the Ava. No toss, though. They have the vacuum, but... All right, there we go. He was hoping to wait and see maybe he'd start his TP already, but Crit's too big brain for that. Throws out the Moonlight Shadows. They're also going in the mid lane on the Gunner. The Roar gets thrown out. He did get the ulti off in time, but it is not nearly enough to save him. You better run, Husky.
It's over.
Chop that
go,
deer.
guys.
Oh, 1, 2. Get me some venison. Oh, doesn't even need it. Oh, oof.
Well, it was a good try from Dire. They fought valiantly.
Oh, yep, Sammy Boy. He's got the Battle Fury. He can cut right through, but guess what? There's 2 trees there, so you got to go the other way now. Avalanche trying to save him, but there come the axes. Arteezy will get the final
I love
hit.
the-
Now Ocean. Oh, they want some more.
Dude, the Twitch chat
Axes
meme
one.
with the frog with the axes on both sides.
Yeah, it's time, guys. Get him out.
Get the frogs out.
Start the spam.
Unfortunately, you know, I've seen this I've seen this game too many times. You know, I've been here before.
Do you have any counters that you like that you've seen versus the Beastmaster? Anything that teams has picked up?
Rubik mid with Aghanim Scepter first item.
Yeah, that one's pretty.
I also
pretty
think
quality.
I think Spectre can be pretty good, right? Just you gotta find like you can't take long fights against Beastmaster. You gotta you gotta get on top of him and you gotta kill him, because if you just let him cast axes over and over and over, there's no way you can win a fight. It's too much damage.
And this is not a burst heavy lineup. It's like tiny. I mean, I guess Ursa is too, but Ursa needs items to be like that bursty and scary.
Oh, and Dire going for the Roshan, but scattered out by
They gotta
us.
find something, yeah. And they're a little bit too on the nose there, as they'll even get the D ward on the obs that was placed in front of the pit there too. They instantly smoke though. And they've drawn a big wraparound. They want to go all the way down through the mid, past the tower they've killed, and wrap up the ramp. Gunner gonna play dumb in the mid. No, my entire team's definitely not smoking around me. Oh, here we go, Arteezy. Found by Ocean. Can he get him? The self-sprout. The treants. The bear. He's dead. Extra vertical height for the impetus.
What a feeder, man! This guy, how many deaths is he gonna have?
I mean,
Steam's-
he's got
Steam's
60% of the deaths. Like, wow.
Wow,
I mean, what else can you say? Possibly kicked coming up soon? Who knows?
dude, Ocean's surge. He's charging in.
Who needs a blink dagger, right? Toss back. There is, however, an ulti this time, but he's not even pressured to throw it out. They've already killed Ocean. Ice is just trying to be a big guy and not throw this out. He really doesn't want to ult. Not necessary. So Spy's just doing loops and circles here, waiting for a nice Ravage. Gets it, and that's setting up
The
for the
axes
easy
right
axe
here.
stacks. Stack in axes. Stack in axes. And you're dead. Gunner, the Surge, not going to be enough to save him. There's the ulti flowing down. Poison Nova. Brax will die before he can deny himself to Roche. And Husky being taunted by Crit as, there he goes.
All right, that should be a little Aegis action for the Beastmaster here.
Damn. That was kind of savage by Crit to just let him walk away and die, I have to say.
12 stacks
BM
of
there.
wild axes on. Yep, those are doing like 700 damage to Roshan, by the way.
Very fair and balanced.
Yes, those are fine.
All right, now if they removed the plus damage, This is went from +40 to +30. If they put it back down to what it was pre-patch, when he still had the Necro, do you think people would still go this build, or do you think it'd just be dead?
So you're saying the Ags, what would the Ags do? Just remove cooldown?
Just the cooldown. It's probably bad at that point, right?
And it doesn't increase the damage?
No, it would still do the stacks. Because that was like before the patch, all the Ags did was the cooldown. And it
Yeah.
still did the percent thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe it was better than people gave it credit for before.
Oh, actually, it did lose a lot of the mana cost too, though, to be fair. That's a good point. Like 80 to 65, that's a lot more axes, so...
I
Maybe
feel
with
like
just the mana changes, it was okay?
And the changes to the all the runes and stuff too, right? Like Beastmaster
yeah,
obviously
true,
goes
true.
bottle, and he's also got Soul Ring, so he's pretty much just spamming it.
Well,
every time the
I
axes
just
come back.
think there's only one way you can find out, Ice Frog. Why don't you nerf it down to that?
Oh,
We'll just see
RTZ
what
might be in
happens.
trouble here. He has the Aegis. They didn't give it to Beastmaster.
Oh, there you go. All right, so he will... I mean, they knew who was going to die next, so that makes sense. So RTC goes down, but they're coming in with the bear. Ovid throwing some axes, and there's another TP cancel.
And
Tries
that
once
is
more,
what we
but-
call the Arteezy Aegis, all right? I mean, I'm not trying to flame here, but this is something Arteezy is well known for. It's like dying with the Aegis immediately after he gets it on the other side of the map by himself.
What's the line he drops after that?
But chat, I don't even remember, man. I don't even know what I don't know how he talks anymore, so it's hard to say. I mean, he never streams, so what can
That's
you do?
true. You know. Wow, nice. Nice slam. Get him with the feeds and the not streaming. You're all over him right now. Giving hope.
It's all
To,
just
to
for,
the
it's all just for
Zoomers.
fun.
No. I thought it was super serious, guys. Come on. Just little Nick has lost with it. Damn.
All right, Abed continuing to farm. Maybe there's a window in the late game where Ursa is just too farmed, and
Unnecessary slams. Just little Nick has lost. How are you just going to name and shame the one dude who loses Beastmaster axes? You know Nick's watching this game. Leave him alone, Knoxville. He's NA. You know, he's a European. He's turning NA. It's beautiful.
Ocean's in trouble top.
Yeah.
But
He's,
ports in from Dire, they're gonna fight it.
There we go, but there's also the Poison Nova, the Fear out, holding back this Ravage. Now it goes off. Sammy Boy, though, isn't raged up there as he gets roared, so that'll wear off a little bit quickly, but not quick enough. Still goes down, Crit with a double kill, and now the Savage Roar to help drive them back, but Gunner gets sprouted. Crit's still chasing in, and they will manage to find themselves a way out of there, but it's a forfeit of the tower, and 2 heroes for the cost of a Venomancer, as Sammy Boy says, Fuzzy was.
Yeah, so now Fly's actually going for the Yules. They could have maybe done a little done the items a little differently, like let Fly get Solar Crest and Mirana just sort of rushes the Yules.
Mm-hmm. Now they'll just have multiple Yules for this poor Ursa.
Yeah. Well, that I would consider that like a thing of luxury, right? Based on like how well the game is going.
Oh, Ocean trying to find something there, but gets the toss onto the Centaur. Not the Mirana I think he was hoping for it. Gunner's eyeing up the Shard next after his MKB. So this is the empowers allies in the AoE with 20% movement speed, 60 attack speed for 5 seconds, and applies a basic Dispel.
Which hero are you talking about?
The Lone Druid.
Gotcha.
And it seems like we're losing. Maybe we win a fight, Shard.
Yeah, well, I mean, the game is usually
spell's
decided
kinda
on
cool.
on second Roche, so if... I don't know about buying the shard. I mean, I guess maybe... Yeah, maybe the only item he needs on Bear is MKB. Not sure. Let's see, what timings do they have coming? SNY completed on Ursa. That's a nice timing for them. Maybe they'll wait for Shard.
Yeah, they have the big Greaves on the Darkseer too. Blink on Tiny. You know, maybe with a smoke they could find something here. It's an 8k deficit, so it certainly won't be easy. But if you can get that quick annihilation of one hero, you know, kill someone who's worth 8k gold and we're all even done.
They're killing the
definitely
bear.
how Dota works. No, that can't be happening. Oh, come on, Bear. Come on, get the heal. There you go.
Ooh, clutch. Husky with the heals here.
Very good, very good.
They're owning.
Wow, Zoomers are back. That's all it took. You know what else is back, though? It's Ravage. So Fly ready to waddle his way back in there and be the big bulwark in front of his squad.
Yeah, EG's really greeding out. They're like kind of slowly pushing mid with 3 heroes, and Abed is farming his side of the map. And Arteezy is also just like on his side of the map farming as well. They have
Moonlight
bots
Shadow as they initiate. That's going to put out the Ravage. I think that was a vacuum in the middle of all that, but
yeah.
there goes the wall as well. But they're going to bring in Arteezy as well as Abed now. Everybody's arrived for the party. Ice Ice actually gets out of there, even with the wall illusion chasing him. Will survive. Now back in the middle of the fight there. Arteezy BKB'd up. He's deciding to get out of there. Not enough swings from the Ursa to bring him down. This is buyback from the Tiny. He jumps onto Ice Ice, who stuck around a little bit too long. We'll go down there also after crit now. Has to do a short-range arrow onto the bear. Needs one more touch there, but the bear's too slow. There we go. The roar. Here it is. It's like he's Centaur Warrunner.
Yeah,
wow, the shard coming into play.
No, great fight from 4 Zoomers. Like I was kind of talking about EG sort of pushing with 3. I feel like that's a bit of a, I don't know, a bit of a scary strategy, right? Like pushing straight up 3 heroes into 5 enemy heroes. You don't have an Aegis. Like you kind of need that Beastmaster to be around, like already sort of, you know, spamming axes to deter the enemy team from going on you. But
yeah,
they're able to sort of initiate that fight, do a ton of damage to Venomancer, force a, you know, a less than ideal Ravage, and yeah, they get a couple kills because of it. And that's the first charge on Arteezy's BKB, which is a pretty important item for Furion as the game goes on.
Yeah, it's like you're pushing his 3 because you have Nature's Prophet and then a hero with bots, but you know, fights, you don't want fights staying with 0 stacks of axes.
Yeah, there's some mid heroes, you know, like sometimes it's Puck or Leshrac or in this case Beastmaster that almost always go the Boots of Travel, you know, because it synergizes with their hero particularly well. But when you have a Furion, that, you know, that Boots of Travel farm that you would usually get, it's kind of already taken by the Prophet, so it can be a little bit of a lost value item in my eyes.
Wow, quite the call there from the Zoomers. They actually backed away with only Fly being there. Same Blade drew a big circle, said they're all here, and then he wanted to back and smoke. So this is their play. Gunner, again, will be the dangling chum in the mid lane. And they might just find their best friend Arteezy farming Ancients here.
Yep, 25 Ancients are about to spawn.
Oh, they know. They know something's up here. He's out of there.
And nobody pushing bottom. Nobody defending top. Roshan could spawn in 4 seconds. Early spawn.
Wouldn't that be something?
Well,
fortunately, it's good. Oh, Ice is Ice. That could be good with the Moonlight Shadow. Oh, it's actually run out. It's now ended. So now they hop onto Ice. Yeah, Yule's up. Can't get off his combo. Still has the toss, but doesn't have anything. Oh, there's the vacuum onto a lot of heroes, though. That's going to get the illusion.
Nice
Gunner.
roar.
With the fear again. Do we have any more damage to stack up in here? It's the axes that are stacking, and now the Ravage, too. Fly onto Gunner.
Ursa didn't
the Spear Vessel as well. And oh, there he goes. Indeed. No ult to use. Now Gunner trying to Savage Roar with the speed to get away. Has some stacks of the axes. So he wants to escape. My God, those things go far. Brax running away from the Sprouted Nature's Prophet gets Yules up into the air. And they will have to follow up Gush there too. And they get him before the end of the TP. Now Gunner brought down in the end. Whoa! Alright, Husky's the lone survivor.
Like he did the axes, right? You throw them full range onto the enemy and then you blink onto the enemy. Yeah, he blinked and it just like he just blew up the launcher.
That was nice. Yeah, I think he had a few stacks on him already too, so he just hit them with the double. That is some flashy plays there from Abed. Oh, that was almost something from the Zoomers with the positioning. I like what they went for. They even had really good vision. You know, there's like a triangle of wards there that they had in that whole area, and unfortunately still not able to get them the good fight. The Ravage, as well as you point out, the fact that Sameboy couldn't get that ulti off. Really hurting them.
He jumped in. He was on top of his target. He had no reason not to use it. Just late. You know.
Yep. Man, this 5 tied has been a real thorn in their side this game.
Sammy Boy, the
0-1 and 14.
like a boomer with those slow hand reactions.
Got him.
Yeah. And there's another Roche. This is second Roche. That's going to be a shard. Who's getting the shard?
Again. Oh, that's a great question.
Arteezy,
Throw
right?
it down.
Yeah. It's good on Prophet.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good one.
There's nothing more annoying than like chopping the tree that you're sprouted with, and then the big ass tree ant spawns and just starts hitting you, blocking you.
I mean, sometimes Yeah, there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do there. So, Cloak of the Flames now gotten for Arteezy here as we start grabbing up our neutral items. Oh, as well as the Orb of Destruction. Perfect. Now Arteezy's really hurting hard.
These core players, man, do you see that? Like, Abed max minning on the Ancient Stag, instantly kills it, and then instantly TP somewhere else, but a neutral item drops on the ground. He's like, somebody else has got to get that.
It's not my job.
Fucking core players, man.
And the other thing is the stupid Fairies Trinket. Can we just hate on this a little bit more? The fact that this is in someone's inventory at 28 minutes is not okay. This is way too
mana
strong.
cost.
Yeah.
61 mana on these axes.
Every mana counts. All 4 of them that he reduces it by. Another axe through there, so the Bear's trying to get some stacks. They gotta be careful.
He's also
Sprouts
got
there with the shard. Oh, what happened there?
His absurd level 20 talent that reduces roar cooldown by 35 seconds.
Oh,
So
yeah,
with Octarine, he's got a 26-second cooldown on roar at the moment.
got a couple in one team fight, no big deal. While they're pushing this top lane, they also have Arteezy pushing bottom. Maybe we'll compel the Zoomers to go for a jump if they can find something here. Arteezy does have the Aegis, so that is something.
Yeah, it's really tough to defend against a Nature's Prophet team when you're missing a set of racks. But 2 sets of racks down, pretty much a GG. First Prophet, I think.
Hawk just living on the high ground right now as well, giving lots of vision to EG. The Ocean prepping himself here. They know when he's going to go for the jump. And they were prepped. They had the pre-heals, but it was actually just a bit too late. So Ice gets chucked in. He's going to die, but the Ravage, it comes out. Maybe he won't. He gets healed up. Getting off the spells at the very least. They will throw down the Roar onto Sammy Boy once more, and he just gets melted. Like he wasn't even there. Crit gets tossed in.
Time, but it did not matter. Like,
yeah. Crit just leaps right out of there, too. Not concerned about anything the Ocean has to throw. And Gunner, the Bear is there. He's got another summon.
This Beastmaster hero is such a joke, man. Like, I can't believe it.
All right, run, Husky, no!
You know, it reminds me of like when there's like a new hero that comes out, you know, and his numbers
nice
are just
pipe.
like completely busted.
Yeah. And you're
like,
like, oh, well, it's not Captain's mode at least, right?
You're like, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna take a break from Dota for like 2 days until this gets nerfed, and then it just stays in for weeks. And you're just like,
Well, it's looking like it might be a little bit longer with this Beast Fest. Here's Albert grabs another kill, and then they move on to Sammy Boy. Arteezy stuck in the trees. There's the cheese, though. Cheese in the
still
trees.
in trouble though.
Dr. Seuss happening here, and yeah, he will go down. There you go,
Abed
tossing
got tossed
Abed. The fear as well. Okay.
There it
They've
is.
only taken 1 lane here. Don't get ahead of yourself too hard. Now, it was a lot of buybacks, though. I mean, there was one from Ice as well, but it's also Sammy and Gunner, so they need big kills to make this worth it.
Don't worry, Trent. I'm not getting ahead of myself, okay?
Oh, no, of course not. You wouldn't dare. Obviously.
Four Zoomers has got this. That's a dieback on Venomancer. That's 90 seconds in the grave. No buyback for him. They've still got their 1 set of racks. Unfortunately, there isn't a Roche for them to go to. But yeah, this is going to be some nice breathing room for them to extend the game, which looked like it was about to end.
Yeah, I think they just killed Arteezy like 3 times, right? He had the Aegis, he had the cheese. That's kind of 3 lives.
I kind of feel like Nature's Prophet is like Arteezy's like, I don't care kind of a hero. like I was trying to describe, like, you know, this is like, you know, you're watching some late night NA Dota pubs, Arteezy's playing like Nature's Prophet or Wisp, and you're just like, is he really going to play these in officials? And it goes, yeah, in game 2 when they, you know, won the first one in 20 minutes, he just might.
High chance of some all chatting get me out on those 2 heroes, I believe, in the pubs.
Exactly. Yeah, those heroes are great for that.
That's the attitude that we're working with here. But I mean, recovery on some of these heroes. They actually have 3 heroes in behind this Radiant double core at the top. Like the top 5 heroes, 3 of them are the Zoomers. There's something there. This Prophet's kind of squishy for his big net worth. Brax has been hitting some massive vacuums this game. And if we could just get to some BKBs, maybe Fly will have a little bit less of an impact here.
I actually got a silver lining about this Beastmaster. Like, you buy the Octarine, right? But the cooldown at the Axis is already 0, so it's kind of like a negative net worth item. I think maybe we talked about this last time. Did we?
I don't think so.
We cast a Beast. Maybe it was me and Lyrical talking about it.
We're basically the same person. It's fine.
Octarine, a little bit of wasted gold. It doesn't. You can't reduce the cooldown past 0, so there's that. And yeah, I mean, I guess the axes kind of do like a set amount of damage once you have the ags, right? Like that's once you have the ags, that's kind of the strongest you're ever going to be.
These are good silver linings. You're finding them
So
here.
maybe in like, late game, this Beastmaster falls off a bit. However, they're missing a lot of buildings, which is sort of my concern. I would say the mid lane is the easiest lane to defend, right? Because it's in the middle.
Yeah.
You won't get stretched this thin. But yeah, EG could easily just wait for a third Roche here.
Yeah, and they're not waiting on a whole lot though, as they'll go for a quick kill. Doesn't have to go for the arrows since he has the Yule, so doesn't have a chance in the middle of all those creeps. And Husky, even with the heals, doesn't have that sweet shard yet, but even that wouldn't be enough to save you. Down to the 2 heroes he goes. They're
Starts
smoked
getting
up
satanic. Lame.
here. Lame. What a tryhard.
Needs to get Glepnir. Item set.
Ah, yes. I think that's only allowed on Hoodwink. That's what I've been told. It's
No
the
way,
only
that
legal
item's-
hero.
I think that item's good on. Oh, there's some ranged carry
Weaver?
that it's good on.
Probably
Maybe
Weaver.
Yeah, maybe Weaver. Or Gyrocopter.
Oh, that's a hot one.
Yeah, it's just, a bit of a spicy item build, but I've seen it.
Yeah, I know that's what you're all about. As they absolutely blow up Fly. Good choice not to Ravage there. There's no way there would have been any good follow. But, oh, did I just see a dive bombing bird? I think I did. We have the shard on Liney for Ovid. I didn't even notice.
Oh, nice.
Wow, my first witness. Excellent.
Yeah, he's just got too much gold. That's what I was trying to say. Is like, what do you buy on this hero to make yourself stronger?
It's a burden, It's
Well, I
hurting
get-
his brain.
I get that you go the actual. That was more of a almost rhetorical question. Like, you can't really buy anything to make yourself stronger, right? I think maybe you could just buy like AC for the team. Oh no, Freon has that. Maybe
People love these
Lotus?
Dagon builds and E-Blades.
Dagon E-Blade. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
you amp it up, right?
Why not?
Yeah, you got stacks.
Oh, he is going E-Blade. Yeah, makes sense. It's good versus Ursa, right? You can even save
Yeah.
Tide or something like in that situation there. My gosh, this is like the first post 30-minute game I've casted in DPC.
Congratulations, and it's only a 15k lead, so who knows what'll happen. Yeah, all right, Dota Plus currently gives the Zoomers a 5% chance. You think that's accurate?
Yeah, I think that's fine. 5%.
Pretty good.
I mean,
1 out of 20. That's 1d20, guys. You guys have all played D&D, I know. Can be done.
I would put $10 on the line for 1 in 20 odds for this game. Why not?
Yeah, I can get it with that. That's why gambling works. That's that right there.
There
But
you
who
go.
knows?
It's
Maybe
free
this
money.
will break the house. That's right. We just need Sammy Boy to figure it out in these team fights. I love this roar play from Gunner. He uses it like a little mini stampede. We talk about movement speed being so precious now with all the changes. This shard seems kind of nice for the lone druid.
Oh yeah, you can just kind of spam it.
zoom in.
Cool.
They're just hanging out outside there. Oh, nice.
Well, I think if you're a mid hero this patch, you're supposed to buy a bottle. I feel like that's kind of like a no-brainer. But I
Well,
guess
that's why.
he like denies the runes, right? So maybe.
Yeah. Ocean bought one instead, which I mean he kind of gets to use that instead of a soul ring, maybe.
True. All right, so they're chilling in their base. They got the boar in Roshan. Oh, this is a funny thing. Did you know, like, because the courier doesn't give vision in Roche Pit, like if you drop an item to pick up Aegis or whatever, you can't pick it up with the courier.
Oh yeah, with your courier. True.
Your courier just can't see your own item that you drop.
Slight oversight, maybe.
You need to drop it like outside the pit a little bit.
Yeah, they need to try and get some vision on that rose, perhaps. But
Smoke.
it is back up now.
Smoke from Dire.
Yeah, who are we gonna find? That's the big question. Crit is the closest. Sammy Boy comes in. He needs that big first hit bash. Just needs to actually hit somebody first, though. But it gets them out of their base.
Yeah, they got the D ward.
Ocean get the outpost safely.
Roshan is up though.
Don't get
and
arrowed.
Oshan. Oshan. EG playing very cautious there. I thought maybe they would try to initiate onto that Tiny taking the outpost.
We do grab Husky's creep that he had taken out, so they won't let
Abed,
them
Abed has
Skip
the
a bit.
arcane rune. 18-second cooldown on Roar right now.
Oh, perfect. I think that means it's time to fight then, right? The scan from the Dire. Oh, it does go green. They might have been tricked as they were just standing around the pit, but now they know they're not inside.
Dire smoked again.
Yeah, Hawk's up. If they pop, they're going to see it, and there's Sammy Boy hit by a ward.
Venomancer not the most annoying hero.
God, look at this. The Boar hitting him too, and now the Roar. Boars and roars, and he's at half HP already. That's not how you want to start your engagement.
Don't worry,
They're not committing, though.
Roar's almost
Meanwhile,
up again.
Ocean. Yeah, he's trying to find something down to the river. He still has Force Staff, though, to get himself out.
He needs a
Back
basic
behind.
dispel.
Oh, here comes Fly. He wants to throw it up. He wants to ravage. Doesn't even need it. There's the bird gets the kill. The denying Hawk goes for it. They hop in, still holding ravage. BKB's out. RTC. He's
No
going to
bash.
TP back out. And he's regen, and they didn't get lucky on that one. Now Crit, also going for the TP. They have Ava. He doesn't. Oh, it's just too late.
They don't
Oh,
know.
it's so close. Okay. Feeling all right right now?
Yes.
Although they didn't ravage.
No, I mean, Dire's not feeling great. Like, they used a lot of their big cooldowns, and they're probably just going to have to give up Roshan. That or they're just going to die. And they actually lost. Did they lose mid barracks during this? I see RTZ killed it. I don't know how long ago
Oh,
that
yeah.
was.
Yeah, I think that was during that. I think that was after he TP'd home. Yeah, that's sneaky one.
The rats.
Ran right to the mid lane.
Now they just got to give up the Roshan. They've no. I think that Darkseer wall is sort of that big cooldown for Dire that gives them some fight potential. Because Radiant's team fight isn't that like their late game team fight isn't that extraordinary.
Yeah.
They've
They
got
don't have
Ravage.
this, like... Yeah. Who's
Double
taking what
Ravage
here?
now.
Oh, perfect. And Aegis again on Arteezy. Another basher. They just gotta get really lucky with these bashes.
Minotaur
That's-
horn for Ursa is very, very good item for him.
You definitely need a little bit of something. Now he has the ninja gear to send home. Oh, Stormcrafter. Isis Ice is looking after something. He's already sent his own neutral item home, so I'm not sure what he wants.
What's he want?
Oh, he's got the Psychic Headband coming. Looks like Abed gave it up because he's got the... Oh, he's got the Spell Prism, of course. That's why.
Ah, yes,
So,
the spell prism
yes.
for the
21-second roar. Perfect.
arcane rune, man. The 40-minute rune, guys. Come on.
For the memes, you know.
Wait for the rune. Wait for the rune.
Well, they might not. There goes
Oh,
Fly. He's not
never
waiting for
mind.
anything. Throws out one Ravage, second Ravage. The arrow even connects on Gunner. In the meantime, Sammy Boy has the BKB. He's trying to defend his bear, but he doesn't get it. That long-range roar has the damage, but it's a toss in from Ocean. Trying to get something, but he's actually just stuck in the middle of it. Force Staff, but it's unfortunate the low ground. There's a Hawk that dive bombs us.
The ag shard on Darkseer. Did you see that one? He punched
The
Arteezy.
punch. That's unfortunately not quite enough at this point. This is a triple kill for Abed, and they're going for the last Rex. The Megas are going to be brought out. Blow the horn as they roar once more onto the Ursa. Sammy Boy trying to get some help here. There's a Solar Crest, but Arteezy's coming in. He's not scared. Just goes right at him. He's... Oh, no, he's vacuumed.
He got
Arteezy.
punched. He got punched.
There it is. Give him the illusion. And unfortunately, Arteezy's dead for the duration of the illusion.
Kill Arteezy.
Get something. It's just like the pubs. Now Arteezy might just wall them in the base. He's actually going to wall the Ancient and throw out the Treants as they move on to Sammy Boy, but they're just going for the end, and Husky calls the GG.
All right, Beastmaster continues to show dominance. Only one loss in the DPC by Little Nick. Besides that, what, undefeated? 5-0. Besides that one Little Nick game.
Death, taxes, and axes, I believe is the saying. It's some things are just certain in life, and that is the victory for the Beastmaster at this point.
At least we saw a couple of good team fights for Dire, you know, little signs of life here and there. Wasn't as one-sided as the first game.
And just some more stuff from EG in terms of, like, outside of the Beastmaster, they're bringing back the Fly Timber Saw. This Arteezy Nature's Probably you have to worry about. The Crit Marana, always, you know, we are looking for the hooks, but we get the arrows instead.
It's the Enchantress counter, yeah.
Yeah, nice and flashy as always. So, I mean, this was the Gunners' like big draft. I see a lot of player hero combinations that I really praise a lot of the time, right? You know, Sammy Ursa, the Gunner Bear.
Not loving the Gunner hero pool right now. I think it's about getting that bottle and roaming and making stuff happen for your team, or just like using the bottle and the regen runes to like power farm for your timing, like Abed did this game with the Beastmaster.
Right. Not getting benefit of the bottle. True. Well, the Supers got to find something because every game is just so ridiculously important. Now, losing to EG might not hurt you the most compared to some of the other teams as you look towards the later standings. You're kind of hoping now that EG clean sweeps as you try and look towards that second spot. But the
This-
Zoomers, they
This
got
is the
stuff
one
to
you
grow
expect to lose, right?
with. And hopefully they learned with this loss a little bit more than their loss in game 1. But that is indeed the end for us here. It's a 2-0 for Evil Geniuses. So we'll send you on back to the panel, and they'll have a little discussion about our series. So stick around.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as EG will claim their second series win here at the NADPC Season 2. It's 4 Zoomers who will come up short, drawing their first loss in this rematch from Season 1. Of course, I'm back with Jenkins. I'm back with Sunsfin. Gentlemen, this one a bit of a beatdown. Game number 2. I mean, we knew game number 1, that was a beating from outer space. But, game number 2, 4 Zoomers feel headstrong enough to say, bring on the Beastmaster. Let's see what Abed's got, right? They're thinking like maybe I'm thinking, Abed, he's only played it like once. Not a big deal. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal every freaking game. And as you can see by the numbers, they crush, man. They almost make 4 Zoomers look like a second-rate team. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's right, Dakota.
It's not
That's
good.
correct.
It's
I'll
not
just
so
assume
good.
when you go to silence that you're throwing to me and not Jenkins for once. So I'll say
I don't know what to
that
say.
The laning stage was it was closer for sure. I mean, in terms of like 12 minutes, 13 minutes, it was actually even net worth wise. I mean, Ice Saska, he got quite farmed on the Venomancer, so the discrepancy between the off lanes were pretty big. But I thought Brax did a good job of getting back in the game with some nice vac walls. He was only like 1,000 behind Ice's net worth towards the end of the game, so he definitely bounced back. But the game just changed as expected. It's not like a surprise when Abed got his Aghanim Scepter. It's not just that in my opinion at least, it's not just that the axes are just overtuned right now and they will 100% get nerfed. It's the fact that you have to play so differently. Like I can't think of another hero that's like this, where extended fights you get crushed over and over and over as long as it's Beastmaster. And you're gonna have the protection because you first pick the Beastmaster. You're gonna have something to help protect it during fights anyway. So the Ravages, bottom space, like I don't know why you give this up. It makes no sense to me. Why? Make it harder for yourself.
There's a lot wrong with this Beast hero. Like, you'd think BKB is the counter. Okay, because it's all magic damage, right? You're worried about these extended fights. You just pop a BKB, get in there. This guy's a 35-second cooldown on Roar. The arguably best BKB piercing ability in the entire game. BKB does not counter this hero. Nothing does.
Yeah, nothing yet, and we only await the potential counter of the mighty Ice Frog above for now. But in the meantime, it does seem like we have our winners interview ready to go. So why don't we go ahead and bring onto the broadcast? We have Crit. Crit, congratulations and GG. How you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
I'm doing good. Crit, welcome back into the States. You're grinding your way through in true American style. You're in the, I don't know if it's like the Xfinity Hub or whatever it may be, but you're shacking up with Abed and Ice. I know Dota's important, but tell me, what's that like? Are you having a good time hanging around with those two? How is it between Dota? Are you guys doing anything?
No, so far we've just been staying inside. It's Corona times and stuff. So, me and Abby got our vaccines first shot last week, and I know Daryl's getting his. So we're getting that sorted now. And then after that, maybe we'll go outside a little bit, venture into the world.
Yeah.
But for now, we're just staying inside playing games.
That's good. It's scary out there at times. I'm gonna throw it to Jenkins. He went outside one time, so let's see what he has to say.
Okay, that's a lie. So I have a meme question and I have a real one. I will ask the meme question first. I'm wondering, we talk a lot about fast food on the panel and American fast food in particular. What would be your favorite S-tier American fast food that you get?
So for me, when I think about America, it's all about burgers, right? Like when you talk fast food, you might be talking about like Americans. They just sometimes talk about fried chicken or chicken sandwiches, but I don't really care about that. It's all about the burgers for me. Like if I have to talk about fast food, and I think when we're on the West Coast, there's a place called True Burger, and it was really good. It's probably the best burger I've ever had. But here we're on the East Coast now, and I think the best burger here is probably Shake Shack, in my opinion. So it's still below True Burger, but it's good enough for you to indulge in the American.
Have you had any New York
Greece.
pizza yet? I forgot you're in New York. Any
No,
New
no
York
pizza.
Oh, come on.
No,
you got to
not
have a slice
pizza.
of New York pie. All right. Sorry, Jenkins. Go
No,
on.
I mean we're trying to stay like relatively healthy, at
Sure,
least
sure,
me.
sure, sure. Yeah.
So
Get the
so
apples
pizza's
in,
like
get
a
the
killer.
oatmeal in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Jenkins.
Shake Shack's not much better, but I fuck with
Shake
that.
Shack is like
only-
when we beat Sumish, we can celebrate a little bit. We can get
Cool.
a Shake Shack if we.
So you guys obviously well, I don't want to say apex, but you got a lot better as the first season progressed, and then literally getting second place at the major, which is great for our region. Thank you for that, by the way. And I'm wondering what the biggest thing that you would say that you improved on over the first season is that made you what you guys were at the major and what you are now, which looks very dominant.
I think honestly, just our drafting. I mean, obviously, like when we first played, we had to get used to playing with Daryl and stuff. Like that took a couple of weeks maybe, but I think after that, our drafting has just been really solid. I think we at the major we lost like overall in all the series we played, we lost maybe two drafts, which is quite crazy. Everything else was winnable or favorable for us. So I think that's like the biggest strength we have right now. I think we have really solid drafting. We have good prep. It's kind of easy for us to play most games. Like we have a good game plan. Everyone knows what the draft is supposed to do. So
Cool.
Thank you, Jenkins, for that. Mr. Crit, welcome. Congratulations on the victory.
thank you.
Can you give us some insight? Because I feel like a complete idiot saying the same thing over and over about how Beastmaster should be first banned by literally every team. And many teams, like half the games, it feels like it gets through for some reason, and they just lose. Unless you're Lil Nick, of course. What are your thoughts on this hero, and why are people letting it through right now?
I have no idea why people are letting it through. I can't tell you.
good.
So I mean, I don't know what to say. I think everywhere I look, people try to counter this hero and they always fail. So for us, it's just nice that they wanted to lose the second game for free. We'll take that.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
better.
I don't know what else to say really.
What kind of what would you say the kind of influence Mr. Bulba has? I assume he's not there with you, right? It's just comms right now in terms of coaching.
No, he's
during
not
the draft?
here. Yeah.
What kind of influence does he have on you guys during like the drafting process? Is it very vocal?
I mean, most of it is just him and Tal. Like they do all the prep, and then in the draft, like they make sure that they stay on the same page. Like if Tal forgets something, like Boba will make sure that he remembers like what happened, like in certain scenarios, all this stuff. So Boba is just like there to kind of keep Tal on track, I suppose. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. Everyone talks a little bit sometimes, but we try not to. If everyone talks all the time, it's a lot of spam. It's a lot of clutter in the comms. So most of the time, it's usually just like Boba and Tal, and then Artur sometimes chimes in, and then me and Aber are mostly like the more quiet ones. We usually just talk about our heroes, and then Daryl will like help them if there's something he sees. That's usually how it works for us.
You talked about burgers. Now, Bulba, has he tried to influence you in other ways? Because I know he's a vegetarian. He has made it adamant. I don't know if anything has changed recently. He's made it very adamant that the S tier fast food is in fact Taco Bell. Has he tried to?
I think
have you
he's
joined him into
changed.
the dark
He's
side?
changed since the times on DC. I think
Oh.
he has different preferences now. I think
he's
if he
grown up
were
since
ever
then.
to choose like what we order, it's most of the time it's just Indian food. That's like
Classic.
always. But I don't know what his favorite is like in terms of like all the burgers and stuff. He's not like he's a very food loving person. He'll eat something and he will say it's the best thing he's ever had. And then the next meal we have, he'll eat something and he'll say it's the best thing he's ever had. So for him,
That's
I
great.
think he's just happy to get food. So
It's a good soul.
I respect that.
All right. Well, it sounds like with that note, Crit, we'll let you go. GG's. Congratulations on your big series win. You guys have 5 more ahead of you, as long as there's no tiebreakers. So best of luck, and we look forward to watching you guys play more. And go get a slice while you're
thank you.
out. All right.
Sure. See ya.
Crit's going to end up going to like a Sbarro or something, just like Michael Scott.
He's,
But
he's going to Shake Shack, dude.
yeah, he's going
It's
to
the worst quality pizza possible. Man, New York pizza sucks. Jesus.
I know he's going to go to some bad dumpster place. All right. Well, with that was an exciting just second series. There's plenty more NA DPC action to go, but we want to check in on some things first and foremost. With that win from Evil Geniuses, let's take a look at the current standings to see where the teams do fall, because I know we did have 4 Zoomers up at the top previously to this, but they have now suffered their first scratch on their record. So now they fall behind the big three, gentlemen, who have already risen to the top. We know from season 1, the big three were there, and they stood tall all the way through the first, what was it, like 4 weeks, it seemed, until they finally collided, and it looks like we could be in store for a bit of the same. Though, as we saw earlier, maybe black and yellow, if they could suddenly get a groove going, maybe they could pull out a crazy upset. But, outside of that, maybe potential also for, 2 base sad boys in the cut to have a 3-way here. Are we about to have a full-blown season 2 deja vu, Jenkins?
It seems like it. Okay, the one thing that I will predict, I don't think EG's losing to anyone. I think this team looks
Yeah, I agree.
just
That's
absolutely disgusting, visceral, festered, whatever
Look at them
language you want to use.
festering.
This is not the same team that lost to Zoomers in the first season. This is our second place major boys, almost first place major boys, but of course the NA egos do always find a way to unfortunately get in the way. But still, second place, that's great. I mean, China's a fantastic opponent to take a loss to. They're great over there too. Of course, they're the only region better than us. So yeah, it's not the same team. The only thing that I would predict is EG's not losing to anyone. It seems like they're way better.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, they're looking pretty world-class there. So with that, we do still have, as mentioned, another lower division matchup to come. It's going to be War going against Electronic Boys. I mean, you guys remember War, formerly known as A-Team?
Of course,
Oh,
it's
pretty much
iconic team.
Pretty much now has become Zabo. I keep wanting to say Sasebo. Jenkins, you're making me want to say his name wrong.
What's the opposite of the Justice League? There's like the Joker, the one that was a very horrible movie with the Jared Leto Joker in it. What was that?
Suicide Squad. The first
Suicide
one, right?
Squad. The Wind and
Yeah.
Rain are like the Suicide Squad, and we'll see if they're actually like a good remake of that, or if they're what the actual Suicide Squad is, which is apparently quite dog shit.
Quite
So we'll see.
yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Barely.
We're gonna yes, it was rough. Can we just further talk about how shit that movie was? No, we do have not shit, quite the opposite of that. It is going to be MLP and John X Fire who are going to hop on to cover that for us. Looking forward to that. Before we go, or before we just send it straight to a break and to hold you over until then, we're going to replay some of that sweet Twitch cast content. So until next time, we will see you on Tuesday for more upper division coverage. Take care now.
Get us out of here, please.
Production!